about the resurgence of the heavyweight division?
I think it's great for boxing because I don't know why, but people are so gravitated by heavyweights. It's like the historical value of heavyweights. It's like at that time it was different because there was no like NFL. Boxing was like the biggest paying sport in the world at that time. If you made it, so you had to be the best of the best to be a heavyweight fighter and be a champion at heavyweight. They were the highest paying sports. They weren't even on television. NBA, baseball, they were hardly on the major networks. They were fighting to get there. Boxing was the main event. You got Howard Cosell, they were at the big event. Boxing was on television. They were selling out in baseball arenas. Comiskey Park used to have all the boxing fights.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was it. The heavyweight division was where the big money was. It was the big show, all of it. And now because of the way boxing went to cable and pay-per-view, it opened up the floodgates for all the sports like baseball, the NBA, NFL. All of those sports jumped ahead of boxing because they were on television. And now they're getting all the sponsorship money from advertisers. And then that's what happened to boxing. Boxing just drained itself out by thinking greedy, trying to get the cable dollars instead of leaving all that advertisement money out there that the NFL took, that Major League Baseball, NBA took, and now look where they are now. And now boxing is here. So now if you're 6'9", you're not thinking about being a heavyweight boxer. You want to go play basketball or football. Get a guaranteed contract with 30-40 million on the table. That's what you want.
You think Anthony Joshua is going to stay a marquee name at heavyweight, or do you think he's out of there?
He's probably going to lose his very next fight. He's going to fight this fight differently. He's going to be aware that he might get knocked out. So he's going to try to box and stay away from Ruiz until the later rounds, and he might try to go for it and try to catch him with a counter shot, but he's going to be way more cautious this fight. I don't know if he loses it. I think he probably gets the edge, but I think Ruiz can outbox him. He's just a better boxer than Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua put too much time in the weight room instead of the boxing gym and working on his craft. He's got a bunch of yes guys in there in this corner like, all right, you're doing good, hit the pad, oh, you're great. See, he's thinking counter punches, but he don't know how to be offensive. And the only time he's offensive really is when someone's hurt. He'll lead with a 1-2, but he's normally a counter puncher. That's his knack. He wants to land that counter left. He's figuring out your style so he can land one counter shot. Normally he gets you dazed. Then comes his offense. So that's how Anthony Joshua fights. So if you that's what he's looking for. And if you're fast like Ruiz, he could not gauge his speed. He didn't at the time, and he lost every round to me. I'm like, dude, he's losing every round. It was different. It wasn't like a lucky punch knocked him out like he said. It was a lucky punch. I'm like, wasn't a lucky punch. The one you landed on him was lucky. That put him down on the ground because he was beating you every round with his hand speed. And I'm like, dude, he's beating you with just basic hand speed, and you can't even get the timing down. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight. And Tyson Fury, like I predicted, Tyson Fury is the guy to beat. He's the lineal champion. He beat Wilder.
You got him beating Wilder?
Yeah, he won by 1 point. I scored that fight. He won by 1 point.
What do you think about Tyson Fury last opponent and his new opponent? He fought Schwartz, now he's fighting Otto Valen.
Well, these are showcase fights. Schwartz is a guy that never lost before, but he never fought a guy like Fury, so that was a good showcase. And this is going to be another showcase. So it's going to be, but what they're doing is they're building him up the right way. So now, I can just imagine how many showcases Wilder's been in. And the thing is they want to keep these guys winning. And hopefully by next year, we're going to get the rematch with Fury and Wilder. Wilder better really do some work because Tyson Fury knows he can hurt Wilder now. He knows. So that's why he thinks he can drop him. And I was like, I saw him hurt Wilder like at least 2-3 times in that fight. Even in the last round, he hurt him.
Do you think Joshua getting knocked out by Ruiz shows anything against him fighting? Let me ask that again.
Wilder knocks out Joshua even before that happens. So if that's what you're trying to say, yeah.
I was trying to think
Wilder knocks him out.
So Wilder knocks out Joshua.
He knocks him out in like 3 rounds.
So Ruiz didn't expose anything.
Not really. He was going to knock him out because Joshua would have been so scared of Wilder's power. And as soon as he got hit with the right hand and he got wobbled like that, he was going to sleep. I mean, he wasn't going to get back up. It wasn't going to be a continuation. He'd have been like, he'd have really been like, I'm retiring. I got hit by a Mack truck.
Do we have Wilder knocking out Fury the next fight, or does Fury win the next fight against Wilder?
That's the hardest one. It depends on how Fury fights it. Now that he's felt the power of Wilder, it's going to be harder for Wilder to land that punch because he can see everything Wilder throws. Wilder telegraphs all his punches. All of them are telegraphed. Only time he can catch Fury is going to be after 6 rounds. When Fury starts to slow down, he's not slipping under the punches as much. That's when he gets caught. And, you know, he can slip him for a while, then one will come in, and for Wilder, all it takes is one.
Yeah.
All it takes is one.
Sometimes
That's the Alabama slammer for real.
So would you put him at the king as the king of the heavyweight division?
He's the king of the heavyweight division right now, without a doubt.
And Ruiz?
Ruiz is, I would put Ruiz third right now. I'll put Tyson, Fury, and Wilder like right here.
1A and 1B.
1A, 1B, and then you got Ruiz. You got Ruiz right there.
How does the Ruiz do in the rematch against Wilder, which I think is December 7th, I believe?
You mean
September,
what? You talking about with Joshua?
No, the rematch. Ruiz, not Ruiz.
King Kong, Ortiz. Oh,
my bad. Ortiz rematch.
Ortiz gets knocked out in like 5 rounds, 5, 6 rounds.
Yeah.
King Kong gonna be asleep again. King Kong gonna get knocked off the building.